Hey guys, I hope everyone had a wonderful week. Welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger, and I will be your hostess for today's show. We will be making this awesome braided leather Cascade bracelet because it's just so cool. It's got the little Cascade thing going there. This is a pre-recorded show, but I am down below in the comments. Sandra Younger, I'm there, so I'll be there to answer any questions that you might have. And also, I want you to know that there will not be a customer show today. That it will resume after the 20th of February. But anyway, let's see what else. I was going to say something else, but I guess we could just jump over to the products, and then we will get on with our really cool project. So here are the products on today's show. All right, let's see the products that are on today's show. Ooh. Okay, guys, the first item is our favorite cord knotting and design tool, the Knotty-Do-It-All. And if you like working with any kind of stringing material, whether it be leather, like let's see, we got leather, braided cord, polyester, cotton, I mean, just any kind of stringing material. I have so many different lessons. I teach braiding, knotting. I forgot what that one's called, but that one's really cool. And then in these guys, I don't know what those are, but I know there are lessons on my website for all this, like different, just so many different things that you can do. And the thing is, when you can keep tension on the cord, be able to keep track of the measurement while you're working and have your work elevated, because with this tool you can you get like hardware that you can reconfigure and you get your hands under your work, and that is so important. It makes everything so much faster and easier. I mean, literally, like everything, nothing here took me more than like 20 minutes, not even the braiding. This, I teach a way of knotting that where you could do, like this necklace here took me 18 minutes. That includes stringing, knotting, and finishing, 18 minutes. And another thing about this tool, it is a fantastic, if not, it wasn't even designed to be a tassel maker, but let me tell you, this thing can make like tassels in like the most unbelievable ways. If you go under Knotty Lessons, you can check it out, and it's just like wow. And we do have the travel one, and both of them come with an instructional DVD and an ebook. And like I said, the hardware is like it's you can reconfigure it. So depending on like what you're making and what you're trying to design, then you'll configure the hardware accordingly. Both boards have the bead and ring size chart, which comes in really handy, you know, especially, you know, if you're just starting out and you just kind of forget, like, what does an 8mm ring look like? And, you know, this is a really, really handy guide. And let's see, and oh, you do get a password because all lessons are available on my website under Knotty Lessons. And you might want to check out the JTV Extra tab on my homepage, because there are like over 50 lessons just on that part of my website alone. So this is a fantastic, like I said, a cord knotting and design tool. It's just like so much fun. And, you know, you'd be able to make like just anything with any kind of like stringing material. And let's see what we have next. Ooh, okay, so leather works beautifully with this board. Here we have the metallic mystic pink round bolo cord and the 1.5mm Kanza round. And each of these spools is 20 meters. And that Kanza is really, it's probably one of my favorite colors of leather. I think when I first started like making stuff and I saw that color, I'm like, that's my favorite color. It's so pretty. And then the next set, this is the leather that I'll be using today. This is a 1mm, and you get a 4 total. So let's see, 5 meters each. So that's about 5 yards. And so let's see, there's 2 blacks, and then like an antique brown, and then like I don't know what the other brown's called. Like, I don't know, but they're both real pretty. Like beautiful colors, Leather Cord USA. And let's see, next we have, oh, this is really interesting. This is a multi-tone lobster clasp jump ring and fold over end set. Okay, I think it's cool because I like the different colors of clasps. There's gold, like a bronze, bright silver, like an antique silver gunmetal, and then like a rose gold, and then you've got like the jump rings, and then the fold over what are those things called? Fold over end set, fold over ends. Oh, I can never remember what those little gadgets are called. Let's see what we have next. Ooh, this is a multicolor 1 pound acrylic bead mix of assorted shapes and sizes. And you know, when I saw it, I'm like, no, I am not going to do it. But I did it. I don't have a picture, but I did separate them all according to size, which was really helpful. Because I decided to make a necklace with them. And they're fun. I mean, they're cheerful, fun, colorful. And here is just a sampling of the different kinds of beads you'll get. And the necklace I ended up making was a crocheted necklace. I just strung on, a whole ton of beads. And what helped was that I did like separate them according to size. So that's like it looks, at least like the sizes are like, kind of like uniform. But I like it. It's just cheerful. It's not like, it's something that you could wear to the pool. And if you get like thrown in the pool, you don't have to worry about like ruining your fancy, necklace or anything. So I thought, this is just a really cute, fun piece to like make and wear. And let's see what we have. Ooh, this is our last product. Ooh, it's the last one. Wow. Okay, so this is this is really cool because the strands, unlike, usually you get like, especially with the large hole beads, the strands are like 8 inches long, but these are 16. And the holes are about 2 millimeter. And let's see, they're 8.5 millimeters. So you get rose quartz, which are the pink ones, quartzite, which are the lighter colored beige and gray, and then the blue magnesite. So that comes in a set. Let me see, that's a really good deal, $34.99, a set of 3. And let's see, I think I covered everything. So let's see, we got the beads, the board, the more other beads. Okay, well, that's everything on the show. So if you see anything you like, grab it before it's gone. Let me see if what we have here that's like limited. So you can like, the 1 millimeter leather, that's a low stock. So and so is the metallic Mystic Pink. So get it before it's gone. So anyway, those are all the products that are on today's show. All right, so now that you know what to buy, for this project, I'm using the leather and the large hole beads. So let's get with the project. And I was going to I'm going to have to use this for the project, this color leather, because I went crazy and I used all the leather that was sent to me to make all these really interesting bracelets. So this is interesting because braid has 3 strands, so each of these has 2 strands of leather. Because if with a single, the braid would look like this, but with I wanted it to be like thick and cool looking. And I've always wanted to do this lesson, but I kept forgetting how I did this transition part, and so I finally committed it to memory. Because that's the tricky part right in there. So, and another thing, when you make this bracelet, because I'm all about, I'm always like, put the moose knot here, put moose knot there, connect everything's moose knot, moose knot. But this is probably the only bracelet that I make where I don't put a moose knot. And the reason is because this needs to lay flat. And the way you do that, let me get a scrap of thread here, so I can get this on. You guys knew that trick, right? You just put some string and you just hold it, and it just miraculously makes your bracelet easy to put on. So let me get this out. So see how nice and super flat this part is? And that's the reason you don't want to attach it with a moose knot, because you want it to just lay nice and super flat. And this one lends itself to the flatness because of the way it's put on. I don't have a cheat sheet because this one's really easy. You need 3 yards of leather and 3 meters is same thing, and a button with a shank it's big enough to get the 3 strands of leather through. So I'm going to put these guys through, and then you just center it. Just center it on the button on the leather. The button on the leather. Okay, let's get all these through nice and straight, and then centered. And what I did here, in case you guys don't know that little tip that I have, if you know, because sometimes the button doesn't fit, but if you like gently bend this part just a little bit, it'll the jaw opens up even more, so that way you can get your button in. So let me put this in the clip so that I can get these centered. Okay, let's do this. Okay, perfect. And so when you start to braid, let me zoom in here so you can see what I'm doing. You want to group according to like the strand that it is. So you could just kind of like move it back and forth, and that's this one, and then this one is here, and then that one's there. So you just that's how you start off, and you just bring it in, and then you just start braiding. And you want to like keep the strands like stacked on each other. So when you bring this one over, just make sure and look at it, and just make sure that it's like they're on top of each other. And when I braid, I see how I use the pads of my fingers a lot, and that really helps like keep it nice and tight. And this strand, see how I'm bringing it like up? That helps, because you don't want any light going through, because I don't know, I think the first ones that I made a long time ago, I'm just like, what is wrong with this? See, so you don't want to like braid to where it's like that. You want to do it to where it's nice and like no light. And you know, the easiest way to do it is just like when you're braiding it, just like kind of like bring it up, and then just use the pads of your fingers a lot. Oh, I was going to tell you my little tip here, because it's sometimes it's a little bit easy to like lose track of the measurement, especially if you've made it a few times. So the quick and easy way, which I did, let's see, let me scoot this over, because I know that I need to get it to 6 inches. So I have this here, and I'm working away, and then every so often I'll just turn this, and when this length gets to here, then I'll know that, you know, I've done enough, and then I'll start to work on the buttonhole. So let me just zoom in. Now, and this is pretty quick, and so I'm just going to go nice and slow, so you could just see how I'm keeping like that tension. Let me scoot this over. And then and I'm kind of like pulling it a little, because I know some of you have told me that you have trouble braiding, and if just keep trying, because you will get it. My sister had a really hard time with it, and she got it eventually. I don't know what the I don't know what it was, but you just like bring like one side over the other. So like I guess I'm grabbing it and then like bringing it over. So and like I said, I use, oops, see that one almost twisted. You just want to make sure they don't twist. It's kind of like, imagine that you're like braiding ribbon or something. It's kind of sort of like that. So it goes up. And, ooh, look how pretty that looks. It's just so perfect. Oh, and I think I was looking for, you know, all the braided leather pieces that I've done, and I think I've actually done this with like 3 strands. So you can like actually like, you know, if you want something like chunkier. But this is This is 1 millimeter leather. And this, oh, I was going to tell you, this project, braiding, the way I'm doing it here, you know, there aren't a lot of like aggressive knots, like really tight knots. And it's perfect for like the point. I think there's a leather that's even like 0.5 millimeter. So if you have any, and you know, and if you've had it and you're too afraid to do anything with it, braiding is the most gentle, like of all the techniques. And you don't want to like macrame with like a 0.5 millimeter leather because it will, because you need to put a lot of tension on it, so it'll probably snap. And knotting, you could do like gentle knots, but you know, if you need to do like a lot, then this is like the best like technique for thin leather that that I know of. Because I remember, I don't know, years ago, that I learned the hard way. I was using a 0.5 millimeter leather. Let me scoot this over, so I'll put it back on that 6 because I'm running out of space here. That I was like, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through, and I made a knot that was just too tight, and it broke. So you know, everything's got its, you know, its use. So and you know, one thing I really like about the 0.5 is just it's so delicate. You know, it's just I don't know, it's just beautiful. So this is like perfect. And let's see. And I tested the large hole beads, these guys here, and the knots, they fit. It's not like, because you know how sometimes when you knot something, if the bead hole size is too like big, then it slides right over. Kind of like, I think it was last week's lesson where I think I tackled that problem. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's keep going here. All right. And I think the important thing is like just make sure that you have a shank where where they can go through. And I think you can also do this with a button with the 2 holes. Yeah, actually you can, because the leather will go, all 3 strands will go through like each. I think they'll fit. You just got to have a button with where the holes are big enough. So let's do this. Ooh, I'm gonna measure it. Okay, let me like zoom out here so I can measure this. I don't want to make it too big because I want to wear it. Okay. All right. Almost there. So 2. Okay. I just want to make sure there's no light coming through. Oh, nice and tight, tight. And the transition part, oh my goodness. You know, I did one years ago because these 3 strands, see how they split. So you're gonna have to go from the braiding these to, and then it's gonna split. But I kid you not, I don't know why it took me forever. I figured it out a long time ago, but then I guess I didn't write my notes down or something happened, and I had to like refigure it out, and it was really, really simple. See, everything's easy if you just know the trick. Okay, so let me just do a couple of more. Okay. A couple of more. Ooh, then the nitty gritty. Okay, so let me go 1, 2, then here, and then boom. Okay, so you are going to stop. Let me get this focused. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here because this is really important. Okay, okay, you stop when, is it focused? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Right there. Okay, that's where you stop. Okay, and when the way you transition is, see that strand that's on the far left? So you're going to take this strand and let's see. You're going to move it all the way over to this side. So you end up with 3. See that? Let me do it again so it kind of makes sense. Maybe if you want to take a screenshot of this. See, so you have your 3 and these are going to become 3 right here. And then this one's going to be the third one on this side. You want me to do that again? Okay. I know it can be confusing. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we need to go, we have to turn these 6 into 2 groups of 3. So when you take this one away, this is group number 1, and then this one gets turned and placed right over here. So you want, that's how it should look. Just like that. Now I am going to clip this part right here so it doesn't go anywhere. Right there. And then I'm going to braid this side and then I'm going to braid this side. So I'm going to, one thing that's really handy, because, you know, I always, you know, say that keeping tension on your cord just helps everything just go along smoothly. So I'm going to put a clip and then I'm going to see, I'm making like a Y. So I'm just going to clip this in here. Then I've got my tension here so I can braid this side. Okay. When I braid this side, I'm going to start like counting in like from the left side. So it'll be like this, like 1, 2. But when I do this side, I'm going to start from the right. And you'll see when I get to this side, because they have to be mirror images of each other. And I'll show you, let me braid these and then I'll show you. So let me zoom in here. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I already know that 14 braids on each side will like fit my button because I've made this like a couple of times already. So I'm going to take one of my little tiny clips, or just like any clip. I'm going to clip this here. And that's how this side should end. It should look just like that. So I'm going to clip this. I'm going to unclip that. And now I've got to clip this side so I can get tension on this part here. So let's put this here. I'm just going to, just like that. And now when I braid this side, I'm going to, this side's going to start, I'm going to count like starting from the right. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So now these two sides should be mirror images of each other. Why does one side look longer? But there, see how, oh, let me scoot up a little bit. So see how they, so they're not the same, because you don't want this side to look like that side. You want them just to, like I said, be mirror images of each other. And then now we have to bring them back together. So the way you do that is you just have these two on this side. You bring the two middle ones together. Let me get rid of the cords in the back so it doesn't confuse you. So you bring the two middle together, and then you just you braid just like normal. Let's see. Hang on. Oh, I didn't get that tight enough. Yeah, because you don't want that gap in there. You want to like bring it as close as it can. There we go. So there's 1, 2. You know what? I think I didn't count right, because this one's shorter. Let me do a couple more, because that doesn't look right. Always trust your gut feeling, because I just feel like that is not, because one looks, maybe you know what, you saw me counting. Maybe I did something wrong. But let me get in here and fix it. Well, let me see if that is the mirror image, and it is. Is that it? No. Maybe that one. Is that it? Let's see. That is so weird. I swear, I counted, guys. You saw me counting. Like, what on earth? But anyway, so that's it. I mean, if you swear that you counted and they're like different lengths, just trust your gut feeling. I'll have to go back and look at the video to make sure I like counted right. So what you're going to do is these two are going to come back together, and then you are going to braid like normal. So there's like 1. Let's see. Yeah, pull this one to make sure there's no gap. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You just need to do a few right here, maybe like 4, like maybe 6, 4, 5. Not too many, because we're just doing this to hold the leather together, because we are going to be making a macrame binding knot, and you'll see what I'm going to do here. So let me boop, boop, boop. I'm going to put a clip right here so I can get it, like everything on the board. So right there. And I'm going to be using the 0.5 millimeter wax jewelry cord. And like, you always like see me like getting my black cloth and like vigorously like taking the wax off. But this is the one time where you definitely want that sticky wax on there, because that's what's going to really help hold that knot in place, to keep your bracelet intact. So I'm going to get about maybe 20 inches or so, because I'm going to macrame, and then I'm going to go back over the macrame. So that makes it like really, really super like nice and strong. So let me come over here. Let me show you what I'm going to do. So when you start, let me get this like, okay, you want to like get it like right under like a braid, like right where the transition started. Let me see if I can, let me switch clips because that one's a little heavy. Okay, there we go. So right about and there, like, let me get this on here. So I'm going to get this on here, get even out the ends, and this is going to be a macrame binding knot. I'm going to come in here and like, I'm just going to like eyeball it like right there. There's a top. And once you have it, like you've got that top knot and you've got that nice sticky wax like holding it, you want to like unbraid that one part very gently because you want it to, when you do the rest of the binding knot, you want it to be like going over like just bundled cord instead of like braided cord. So let's get that on there. So there's a top, and now here is the bottom. Okay. Okay. And one tip that I have is if you are working with like a 0.5 millimeter leather, just do it snugly, but not like super tight, because I did that once and I guess I did it so tight that I actually like cut through the leather. So you know, just you know, like just like firm. And I'm going to make this about maybe about a let's see, about 1/3 of an inch long. Just enough to like really get it like nice and like snug. And I know a lot of you guys ask me like, and I don't blame you. Like when you're macrameing, how do you know if you like lose your way? Like how do you know? There's like that little bump right there. See how on this side you don't see that bump? But if that means you need to do a top knot. So once you do a top knot, that bump will be on this side, which indicates that you need to do a bottom. So that's the tip. And I've got a couple of other lessons that require like little like memory things like that. And I know there's one, I don't remember which one it is. But I can, maybe it's the hand woven. That one's tricky. I mean, how many of you thought that one was tricky? I mean, this is a walk in the park compared to that one. Let me get this like focused. I mean, this one's pretty easy. Okay, oh, where's that bump? Yeah, when you're working with this really thin cord, like that bump is like a lot harder to see. I think that's enough. Let me use this as my guide because this one I thought looked good. Okay, oh, maybe one more. Okay. Okay, perfect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around towards me, and then I'm going to macrame back over the macrame. And what that does is it makes it like really nice and tight. So that way it won't like come apart. And bottom, I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to do it like all the way. Okay. And you can get fancy. I mean, if you, I mean, God, there's so many like variations that you can do here. You can put like little beads on the outside of your macrame, because I do that quite a bit. I just think it looks so pretty. I'm really glad to be like showing this project because it helps me remember, because you know, like I said earlier, I mean, I had to like basically like figure it out all over again. And I just wanted to teach it before I forgot it. And top. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I'm going to take my threads up. And you know how sometimes if you're working and, you know, because I know that the board has a lot of black, but if you just put like something white on here, then it's really easy to come in and like steady your hand. And you might want to use like a fan. Ooh, that stuff blows in your face. Maybe if you blow it, that helps also. Let me come over here and yeah, that really helps. Like, because you know, you don't want to be breathing that stuff in. Okay, so we are on to the next part. That's pretty easy and straightforward, right? Look at that. Okay. Then the button should go right through and perfect. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I can't wait to finish this one. Oh, it looks so pretty. Wow, look at that. Okay, so now to put the beads on the ends. So this part is, I'm gonna like clip it right here. And this part is pretty simple. But if you don't know, like what some of my little knotting techniques, since these are all the same length, you know, you could start off with any of the strands. Let's see, what color should I do? Blue? Yeah, I'm gonna do let's see, let me make sure I have enough. Do I have enough of these beads? I think I need, let me count, 7, 11. Uh-oh. I think I'm not going to have enough because I've used like all of them. You know, I was just like really excited about this project that I just used up all the beads. So let me see. Oh, you know what? I'll just take them off of here because this was going to be this week's project, but for the life of me, I kept running out of cord because this one, I'll just talk about this one, but it only because I did it. But these beads were like strung onto, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it because I don't even know what I did. But it looked cool, but it was not easy. It was really tough. So I'm just going to take these like beads off of here because I need a couple of them. So there's one. It's pretty though, guys. One of these days when I get it, when I figure it out, I will I'll let you know how I did that. I have a necklace somewhere in my studio that's like leather and it's braided, and then it has like a moose knot and a moose knot, and I could not find it. I searched everywhere. I even did the flashlight trick. Do you guys know that trick? They said if you can't find something, turn off all the lights in your house and get like a flashlight. And it works for me 99% of the time, but for this one necklace, you know what? The one place I didn't look, ooh, I should look in my drawers. Oh, I bet they're over here. Haha. That's probably where it is. So I'm going to put the bead, slide that on, and then to get the knot really nice and close. I think I showed the way I do this kind of knotting a couple of shows ago, where I just leave this part big because you don't want to drag the knot because it's gonna, like, especially on leather, because it'll just weaken and it'll probably break the leather. So you just want to have your overhand knot. Hang on. This is like just kind of like loose, and see how this part of the knot is like close up to the bead. You just want to put that in there and then just like tighten it, and then you use this as the guide for your next knot. So you do your overhead knot here, and you want this knot to be like right, just a little tiny bit below the first one. See that? So it's going to be like tapered at an angle. Hang on 1 second. 1 second, guys. Okay, I just wanted to cover up my my finger because it looks kind of disgusting. But I was oh Oh my God. How many of you guys do this? We had like this old copier and it was going like to like the recycle bin. And I thought, no, 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 no. I got to take it apart to see if it has any useful parts. And so when I was looking in there, I'm like, oh, you know, some of the roller things, you know, if you take that rubber off, it's got some really nice mandrels. So everything that, like, before I get rid of anything, I don't care if it's a refrigerator, I always like take it apart to see if there's anything I can use to make jewelry. Oh my God, isn't that hilarious? So I was taking that this mandrel off, and there was like a gear stuck on it, and I was like, by God, I'm gonna get that mandrel off. And I did. So I mean, it was a little bit tricky, and I kind of did a number on my hands, but now I've got these really cool mandrels. So don't throw away like man, you could find stuff in the inside printers. Like, I mean, I've turned like the weirdest like things into jewelry making tools. Like, oh my goodness, I turned a juicer into a let's see, what did I turn that into? I turned it into a parallel plier. Because, you know, the juicers, you know, they kind of go like this. So I took the, you know, the insides of it out, and then I turned it into a parallel plier. And then my, my ice cream maker became a bead spinner. Let's see, what else? Maybe take a look around here. Oh, I can go on and on. Oh my God, it's like crazy. Yeah. Oh, my microscope turned into like this other thing. I mean, so I always turn like, because who uses microscopes? I mean, it was an old microscope, so you know, I thought, you know what, I use it for silversmithing, like to put like rings on stuff. It works really, really, really well. I mean, I know some people could do like all that stuff just by, you know, like so easily, but I need like, I like precision, you know, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so let me get this one here. Whoa, I don't want to mess up. So it's that one that I need. Let's get this one here. Yeah, but those mandrel type things that came off of the old copier, they're fantastic. I mean, that thing, I can make jump rings, like the mandrel's like, how long is that thing? It's like 16 inches long. And it's sturdy too, man. That thing is like crazy sturdy. I think I managed to eke out like 3, like different sizes too. I mean, isn't that like, did I mess up that one? What did I do here? Nope, this one. Yep, that's good. And I think I got them all. Okay, perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eyeball these here. I'm going to just maybe like 1/2 inch. And then I am going to put a bead on. And then if you want to put glue on the ends, one thing that you could do is, and I do this, that's probably why my, oh my goodness, this, you know, I never, oh my goodness, there it comes. Ew. But I usually just like, because I don't know what happened. You guys know me and my GS hypocement. There's always like drama. Like this one, I can't get the lid off. This one, I got the lid off, but then I lost the needle. So what I do is I just like stab it. And I mean, it doesn't dry it out. It just like, I don't know, let's try this. But I mean, this is if you're ambitious and want to put glue on the end. So what I do is I put like glue on the end of the needle before I like tighten the knot all the way. And see, since the mandrel is tapered, it's thicker here. So don't like tighten the knot yet. Just come out and just kind of like make a little circles like that and then tighten it. So you can do that to like all the, see that? Perfect. I'll do that again. Ooh, that's fun. And I mean, when you go to like tighten the next ones, it doesn't matter what order you do it in. So this one doesn't need glue. It's usually the ones on the bottom. So, you know, just to keep them like extra secure. So you make the knot. Oops. Tighten it on the part of the mandrel that's thicker. Right there, and then, ew, my gosh. Get some glue in there. See, I'm not tightening. Whoa, is it like, let's make sure it gets focused. I kind of bring it out, and then I kind of make like a rotation, and then I tighten it. Perfect. I'm not going to glue like the rest of them, but I will. Well, maybe I should. Because I don't want. I know you guys, you know, get the idea. So I'm going to just put these here. This is so cool. It looks so pretty on. And oddly enough, I mean, usually like dangle stuff, it kind of sort of bothers me, but this one is it works. I don't know how to explain it, because the dangle with the gravity, it ends up on the like on the left side of your hand. So that's a really interesting thing about this one is the is how it hangs. I think let's get that one. Ooh, this would look so pretty with like pearls. Imagine that, pearls. That would look so pretty. All right. Let's see. Oh, we've got 2 more to go. And let's see, what other, I'm trying to think of like ways that, like, let's say you want like a lot of like dangles, like, but I think this is quite a bit. I mean, this is dramatic. Put the knotting all in there and then tighten it. And oh, in case you're wondering, I would not use super glue for this because since your fingers have to get pretty close to the glue, you don't want to like glue your bracelet to your fingers. So I don't recommend super glue for this. Okay, there's that one, and now one more. These oh my god, these beads are so pretty. Oh my, this is gonna be the 3rd one that I make. Let's see, 1, 2, I don't know. I think 4th. Ooh, okay. So that one's done. Let me move this glue out of the way because it's my frenemy. And it's one of my favorite glues, to tell you the truth. And the interesting thing, I actually one time I'm like, well, when it dries, like what is it like? So one thing that I did, I got like a piece of glass and I just put a bunch of GS hypo cement on there, it just, you know, just smeared it on there, and I let it dry, and it just like peeled off like plastic. So that, you know, so that's what it does when it dries. I guess the vapor it evaporates, and the it just leaves this a very like a tacky, like strong, like hold. And I don't know who invented that stuff, but they're pretty clever. It's been around for, you know, a long time. So let's cut these off. And I mean, for this, you know, you might think that that's a lot of a waste of leather, but remember that one thing you need is like leverage. And sometimes this is, the cost of, doing business is that you need, let me take this off. You have to, you need that leverage. Ooh, this is going to be so cool. I can't wait to try this on. Ooh, that's my favorite part. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so let's get a scrap of thread. You guys know that trick, right? You just take a scrap of thread, you put it on your button, and then you hold it just like this, and then you just flip it over. Ooh, look how pretty that looks. And this one, look at that. And see, if you had that moose knot, remember I explained earlier that you don't want to put a moose knot in there because it'll just make it like it'll raise the button and it'll be kind of like sideways. So this makes it nice and like flat. And oddly enough, when you wear this, it just like stays. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, because I like wore one like all day long, and it's not like, because like stuff when it's like down like here like this, it gets like stuck, it gets in your food or whatnot. But this one just seemed like it didn't. I mean, it was just like really like cool. Let me get the other. Let's get them all on. Why not? Let's see what we got going here. Ooh, this is fun. Okay, so let's get this one. Okay, let's get that scrap in there. And put this one on. While I'm doing this, check your Brilliant cache. I mean, just go to the JTV website and just look. I mean, you never know. You just might have some like something. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, well, I'm gonna put the other one on. I thought I made another one, didn't I? Yes, here's the other one. Boy, this is like crazy. You know how some of us just like crazy, crazy stuff? Like, why not? And, I got to thinking that this, I mean, one of these days I'll do like a necklace project using this, but it's gonna like, there's gonna be like some changes because I think that the necklace project will need the moose knots. Ooh. Is that too much? Do I look crazy? That's too much. I look like a like a vendor, like a street corner. Like, you want to buy a bracelet? Yeah, maybe like no more than two. Is that too much? Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, let's not wear too many of these. But anyway, I think they're cool and I really like them, and I hope you liked this project. And again, I mean, even though I used this color and I know it's not on the show, I used the 1mm leather cord USA, a leather that came in the 5 yard increments. So 5 meter. So look at just look how pretty. So pretty. Anyway, that is today's project. I thought it's pretty easy, right? I thought it was like easy. And if you need a screenshot, I think that was the trickiest part, is the when you have to transition from, let me do like a little recap on that. They have to be mirror images, and then, oh no. I'm talking about the beginning of the transition. Yeah. So you the left side is over, and then you just take that. No, my orientation's different from yours. Right side, and then you take that one strand from the left, and then join it up to the right side. If I don't make any sense, I think I go over it like several times, like in the lesson. So if you just like, what are you talking about? It's pretty easy. Anyway. Thank you so much for joining the show today, and I will see you next week. And remember, the customer show will resume after I think, let's see, the 13th. Okay, there's a show on the 20th, but the show after that's when the customer show will resume. Anyway, I had a lot of fun making these really cool bracelets. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.